It is with honor and great joy that we present the 2010 Wilbur C. Ziegler Award in Excellence in Preaching to the Reverend Dr. Ruth Merriam, the pastor of Church on the Cape, United Methodist Church, Cape Porpoise, Maine.
For years, I've wondered what it would be like to be the Ziegler preacher and to stand up in front of a congregation of more than 1,000 people. And now I know. I have a little something to say, because my sermons do tend to be fairly brief and I wouldn't fill up my time. I am going to begin tonight by just saying a few words about preaching. Preaching is a daunting task. I've been working at it for 30 plus years and have discovered it to be an elusive art. Sometimes we can do it, and sometimes we can't. But be that as it may, these are 3 simple guidelines that I try to keep in mind. The first is recommended by George Burns. The secret of a good sermon, he said, is to have a good beginning and a good ending, and to have the two as close together as possible. The second is a reminder from Victor Borge, who said, "Laughter is the shortest distance between 2 people." And I don't know who thought of the third, but it comes in the form of a question. How many points should a good sermon have? The answer? At least 1. In other words, be brief, use humor, and say something. I feel like saying that's all there is to it, but that's not true because we know that sermon writing and delivery is always intertwined with the Holy Spirit. I used to pastor a circuit that was a 3-point charge. I preach at the 8:30 a.m. service, and sometimes after I'd finished the sermon, I'd think I had a real live one. Good. But then I'd drive 10 miles, preach the very same sermon at the next church, and only 2 minutes into it, I'd see a mother reach for her child's activity bag and start to color. They think we don't see these things, but we do. The experience of preaching is totally unpredictable. Have you had the experience that Dr. Zan Holmes had this morning? Has anyone said to you, "Your sermon changed my life"? I had that happen once. And flattered, I asked him which sermon it was. And he described it. And I had to say, I don't think I remember that one. And I'm thinking, I don't even think I wrote it. Is any of this sounding familiar? But then in contrast, there are those other times when you do recognize the sermon and someone will say, "You have no idea what I'm going through right now." But that sermon that you preached this morning felt like you preached it just to me. One never knows. Preaching is a mystery, a divine mystery that's so much bigger than all of us. And what a privilege it is to be a part of it.